Hi there, my name is Michelle Hager and I'm the director of the SJSU Writing Center. I'm here to talk with you all today a little bit about the SJSU Writing Center, who we are and what we do, providing you all a quick overview. So first of all, big picture items. We are open whenever classes are in session. That does include winter, that does include summer. Our website and our general email address are listed there. Please check us out, contact us anytime with any questions you may have. Okay, so first of all, for our online and virtual services, we do online tutoring via Zoom, and those do include evening hours until 9 p.m. So if you work full-time, if you have other daytime obligations, there are still tutoring sessions available for you. We also have our live chat service. This is intended for when you have a quick question about writing, something that the tutor can usually address within about 10 to 15 minutes. So if you just wanted to look over the grammar in a few sentences, an introductory paragraph, a few APA citations for your references page. Those are all, totally viable questions to ask via live chat. We have a full slate of workshops we offer every semester. We have over 20 writing topics. These are 1-hour lessons that you attend, and they have activities and whatnot, so you can learn a little bit about the given topic. We have online resources for self-study. So that includes videos, that include handouts, we have a blog. And the idea here is even when you're typing away on your research paper at 3 a.m., no tutor is available, but there are still these resources available for you to use. We have 2 in-person locations as well that are open and available. We're on the 2nd floor of the Martin Luther King Library. And that's where you go for tutoring appointments. You schedule those online. And then if you have an in-person session, that's the place you go to. We also have a location in Clark Hall on the 1st floor. It's where some of our offices are. And it's also for a place for students to come in. You can study there, or you can engage in your online tutoring sessions. So if you have a class and then you have a tutoring session online scheduled right after it, you can go to Clark Hall in order to engage in that session if you need a quiet place to do so. So our mission, we want to help enhance the writing skills of SJSU students in order to communicate clearly in any setting, be it informal, academic, or professional. One important thing to note is we are not an editing or a proofreading service. Editing is when you give me a paper, I mark it up, I quote unquote fix it, and I give it back. Tutoring is collaborative. It involves dialogue, discussion. You're very engaged actively with the tutor during your session. It involves learning and hopefully improving as a writer, not just improving this one localized piece of writing. We work with writers from all disciplines, of all grade levels, and during all phases of the writing process. And we provide assistance with any type of writing. So, of course, the things that you're writing for your various courses and for your master's thesis or your final project. But also, we're happy to help with the writing in a cover letter when you're applying for a job, or when you're writing a personal statement trying to get a scholarship. Any piece of writing, bring it in, we can help. Tutor training. So who are these people that you're working with when you come visit us? We follow the peer tutoring model. So that means all of the tutors are also SJSU students, from sophomores all the way up through the graduate level. They go through a very intensive training program before they're out there working with all of you. We want to make sure they're ready before they are out there. They do some pedagogical training. They do training about working with multilingual learners, observations, role playing. Training continues after they're hired with observations at staff meetings. And we do have specialized training about both tutoring online and about working with graduate level writers, because we're very aware graduate level writers have some specific needs that are different from undergrad writers. So some details about our services for students. You can book 2 45-minute tutoring sessions per week. And as a graduate student, or if you're a student registered with the AAC and have a disability, you can request an additional 3rd session each week if you feel like you need the accommodation of more tutoring time. You can, of course, use our live chat, which I mentioned, those resources online, the link is there. Our full slate of workshops, and the workshop topics, again, There are lots of things that you might be looking for in regard to help with your writing. Maybe you want help with APA, developing body paragraphs, grammar, plagiarism. Maybe that's a concern. We have all these different topics to help you. And lastly, we do have some special programs and resources for grad students, which are highlighted, 2 of which are highlighted here. We offer our intensive Foundations of Graduate Writing workshop series for early career grad level students in the fall, spring, and summer, so 3 times a year. And online, we also have an asynchronous resource called our Grad Writer Toolbox. These are curated resources that are specifically helpful for grad students, and the link is provided there. And lastly, some writing center and tutoring myths. I always like just to go over some of these because they are very common misconceptions about writing centers, and a lot of them are about tutoring in general as well. So keep in mind, these are myths, so the things you currently see on the screen are not true. The first one is just writing center tutors will edit, proofread, or revise student papers. As I mentioned, we're not editors, we're not proofreaders, we're tutors. So we're going to help you improve as a writer. We're not just going to fix it up for you. The next misconception is that tutors can only help with grammar. We are, of course, happy to help with grammar, and we do so all the time. But we can also help with all other phases of the writing process. So if you want help with content or idea development, organization, formatting, style, we're here to help with all of those in addition to grammar. The next one, writing center tutors will ensure that every error is corrected in a piece of student writing. That is not our goal, and really it's not a realistic goal at all. You have 45 minutes with a tutor. You're not going to get through that 10, 20-page paper. You're not going to make it through the whole thing. But the idea is you might review 2 to 3 pages with a tutor, and you can then try to apply what you learned with them on your own to the rest of your writing. The goal is kind of that continued learning, trying to digest all of the concepts that the tutors are teaching. The next one, students need to have a writing product already completed before they can visit a tutor. I've heard this one multiple times, students saying, you know, I didn't come in earlier because my paper wasn't finished, or I didn't have enough written. You don't have to have anything written in order to come see us. You can have an assignment that you need to do and you're not sure where to get started, and our tutors are trained to help you brainstorm and kind of get the ideas flowing. So we can help regardless of what you have written already. It doesn't have to be a whole paper or the whole thing. The next misconception, only students in English or writing classes can visit the Writing Center. So of course we help students in writing intensive courses a lot, but we can also help you if you're taking a science course and you're writing lab reports, if you're taking an engineering course and you're writing project proposals. And like I mentioned earlier, we can help you with cover letters for jobs. So any piece of writing is fair game. It doesn't have to be like for a quote unquote English class or for a writing class. The next one, undergraduate student tutors can't work effectively with graduate students. This is a myth. Our undergraduate tutors can work perfectly well with graduate students, and that's because many of them have received the training specifically to work with graduate level writers. So they've received the same training, then they're as well equipped to work with you as our graduate tutors are. And lastly, if you're watching this presentation and thinking, hey, I'm a pretty good writer, I would encourage you to apply for a tutoring job with us. We are almost always hiring. We do kind of close applications now and then, but we're almost always hiring. And we really want students who are studying all kinds of different disciplines. We don't want just English majors or just linguistics majors. We do want a lot of disciplinary diversity in there. So if you think you're a good writer and you like helping your fellow students, consider applying for a job with us. Okay, so that's the entirety of my presentation about the Writing Center. Thank you for watching, and I very sincerely hope that we will see you using our services and that we will be able to help you throughout your graduate writing career. Thank you.